We're going to start on the back. So when you arrive, feel free to move around a little bit. You can rock, you can roll, you can reach, you can stretch. Just noticing how you feel at this moment in time. Noticing if there are parts of the body that are going to need a little extra attention or a little extra compassion. And then coming into a still shape, either with legs extended or with knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. It's entirely up to you. So finding a shape that feels comfortable, a shape that you can soften into. Making any adjustments that you need. Breathing through the nose. Noticing the quality of the breath. Can you deepen the breath? After another moment or two here, if the legs are extended, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Step your feet wide and just let the knees rock from side to side. You can allow the knees to drop all the way to the right and all the way to the left, moving through a range that feels comfortable. Perhaps exploring sensation, but not pushing through pain. Taking another moment or two. And then we're going to pause, reset the soles of the feet on the floor. Take a few rounds of pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the tailbone. Moving with as little effort as possible. So that may diminish your range of motion here, and that's okay. But you're not pushing through this, you're not forcing anything. The next time you tuck the tailbone, you're going to pause. Bring your attention back to your breath. Can you feel your low back, your back ribs expand as you inhale? And you may notice, if you're aware of the movement of the diaphragm, you may notice that the tucking of the tailbone prevents the front of the diaphragm that's attached to your front ribs. It prevents it from contracting downward. Releasing this, you can take a little bit of movement. And then as you're ready, returning to your pelvic tilts, you're going to pause with the tailbone untucked. You're in your anterior tilt. You do not, especially if you have low back discomfort, you do not have to go into a deep shape. But the low back is lifting off the floor. Bring your attention to your breath. And now you may notice that as you inhale, the front of the diaphragm connected to the front ribs can expand downward, but the back of the diaphragm is limited. And then find neutral. So you are neither pressing the low back down through tucking the tailbone, nor lifting the low back off the floor. There should be just a little bit of a lift, just a little space between the low back and the floor, the low back and the blanket. And as you inhale, that space decreases. You may sense the muscles of the belly engaging, but you're not working 100% effort. You're not pressing the low back down. You're not tucking the tailbone. Releasing this, step the feet wide. Let your knees rock from side to side. Reach your arms out like a T with the backs of the hands on the floor. As you're ready, turn the head in the same direction as the knees. The next time the knees drop to the left, you're going to pause. Return your attention to your breath, noticing the quality of the breath here. Can you move your breath into back body? So now we're limited by spinal rotation and perhaps a little bit of back extension, which is a back bend. Can you use your breath to expand back body? So as you inhale, you may sense there's a little bit of a pulse and the knees lift away from the floor. When you're ready, lift the knees, allow them to drop to the right. You're gazing to the right. Bring your attention to the breath. Can you direct your breath into back body? Noticing the effect this targeted breath has on the position, on the shape that you're in. Releasing this, reset the feet on the floor. You're going to let the legs rock from side to side, but now the head is going to turn in the opposite direction. So you're kind of reorganizing. The next time the knees drop to the left and the head turns to the right, you're going to pause. Direct your breath into back body. Is there a difference between the first time you were in this position and now? Is it easier or more challenging to breathe into back body? There's no right answer. As you're ready, we're going to switch sides. The knees lift, they drop to the right, the head turns to the left. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Directing the breath into back body. As you're ready, return to neutral, reset the feet on the floor, reset the arms, find your pelvic tilts. Tucking and untucking the tailbone. Noticing if anything has changed. If you're interested, you can allow this movement to evolve into a hip bridge. So continuing to rock the pelvis to begin, continuing to work with as little effort as possible, but as you're ready, you can tuck the tailbone, push through the feet to peel the back of the pelvis, the spine off the floor, and then slowly lower back down. Continue on your own, moving slowly, looking to articulate the spine. For the next few rounds, as you push through the feet to lift the hips, think about reaching out through the knees. So the knees reach away. Take a few rounds like that. The next time the pelvis is lifted, you're going to pause. You do not have to be working 100% effort. Perhaps even the pelvis is just hovering off the floor. Press through the feet, reach through the knees, and then find your pelvic tilts. Keeping the pelvis lifted. Breathing through the nose. And then return the pelvis to the floor as slowly as you can. Step the feet wide. Let your knees rock from side to side. Reset the soles of the feet on the floor. We're going to slide the feet here. So you may, if you're in the room with me, you may want to have socks on. You could use a blanket underneath your foot or a washcloth underneath your foot. You're going to set yourself up so the soles of the feet are on the floor. You may, if you've got socks on, you may want to bring your left heel to the blanket so the left foot doesn't slide. You're going to find your neutral spine and then let your right heel slide away. And then pull the right heel back in. We're going to take a few rounds. For the first few rounds, no effort through the belly. And notice if as the right leg slides away, what kind of impact does that have on the pelvis and on the spine? So as you slide your right heel away, do you feel the back of the pelvis, the low back, lift off the floor? If that's happening, find just enough effort through the belly to resist that, to decrease the impact on the pelvis and on the spine without working 100% effort, 50% effort at most. For your final few rounds, press the heel into the floor with a little more effort so you're creating some resistance. And as you push your right heel away, your quadricep is going to be working a little bit more. As you pull the heel in, your hamstring is going to be working a little bit more. The next time you extend through the right leg, you're going to pause. The right leg is long, internally and externally rotate the right leg. So point the toes out and point the toes in. Trying to move from the head of the femur in the hip socket. Breathing through the nose. And then pause, keep the right leg still. Allow your left leg to move. So the left knee drops in and the left knee drops out. No effort here. Just letting the legs swing, the knee swing. Good. And then pause with the left sole of foot on the floor. Pull your right foot in, set the right foot. We're going to take the second side. Slide your left heel away. Pull your left heel back in. For the first few rounds, you notice the impact the left leg has on the pelvis and on the spine. And then take a few rounds where you you limit the impact without working 100% effort. So how do you keep the pelvis and the spine relatively still as you slide the foot away and pull it back in? And then for your final few rounds, you're pushing the heel down into the floor to create some resistance. So the quadriceps, the top of the leg engages as you push away, and then the back of the leg engages. The next time you slide the left heel away, you're going to pause, externally and internally rotate the left leg. Trying to move the leg from the head of the femur in the hip socket. And then pause, point the left toes to the ceiling. Let your right knee swing from side to side. Take another round or two. And then pausing, slide your right leg away so both legs are extended. Just pause for a moment. Noticing the effect this has had on the body thus far. Take another breath or two here. As you're ready, bend the knees, pull the feet back in. You're going to step your feet wide, but let your knees drop in so the knees are supporting each other. You're going to reach your right arm to the ceiling, reach your left arm out to the left, make a fist with the right hand, and then rotate the arm bone. Internally and externally rotate the arm bone. You're trying to move from the head of the humerus, the upper arm, in the shoulder socket. Good. And then pausing, open the hand. So the palm of the hand is in. For those of us in the room, the palm of the hand faces the windows. You're going to reach the fingertips to the ceiling and then slowly lower the shoulder. So as you reach up, your right shoulder blade, your scapula, peels off the floor, and then you lower the shoulder blade back to the floor. Take a few rounds like that. Become aware of the impact this reach has on the rib cage, on the spine, on the belly. When you're ready, you're going to reach your right fingertips to the ceiling and then allow for that reach to drop the knees to the left. So you start to roll towards the left. Good, yeah, towards the windows. Keep reaching the right arm to the ceiling here, yeah. And then the right shoulder blade gets heavy and drops to the floor and pulls the knees back up. We're gonna do that again. So you reach the fingertips to the ceiling and the knees drop all the way to the left, and then the right shoulder gets heavy and it pulls the knees back up. Take a few rounds on your own. In essence, you're trying to use the right arm to turn the body to the right, to the left, pardon me, and then the right shoulder pulls you so you're facing the ceiling. You're initiating the movement with the arm and then with the shoulder. The next time you roll to the left, you're going to pause. You can stack your knees here. You keep reaching the right arm to the ceiling, make a fist with the hand, and now rotate the arm bone here. Internally and externally rotate, good. Try to move the arm from the head of the femur, or the head of the humerus in the shoulder socket. Good, and then pause, open the palm of the hand. So now the palm of the hand faces away from you. You're going to slowly allow the arm to lower towards the floor above the head. Good. And then reach the arm to the ceiling, lower the arm to the hip. As the arm bone moves, you can let it rotate. So the arm bone externally rotates as it lowers above the head, palm of the hand faces the floor. Lift the arm as the arm lowers towards the hip. Again, internal rotation, palm of hand faces the floor. Take a few rounds on your own. Notice the impact the moving arm has on the spine or on the torso. As the arm lifts over the head, you may notice that your side waist lifts away from the floor. And as you lower the arm to the hip, the waist drops to the floor. Can you find a little bit of a lift of the side body away from the floor, the waist, and maintain that lift even as the arm moves? Good. As you're ready, you're going to reach the arm to the ceiling, slide your right foot back a little bit. The right shoulder gets heavy, and we return to the back. Reach the arms out like a T, slide the legs away, pausing here. Noticing the difference between right and left sides. As you're ready, we're going to take the second side. Please feel free to make any adjustments that you need as we go through this. So you're going to bend the knees, step the feet wide, let your knees fall in, reach your left arm to the ceiling, make a fist, and rotate the arm bone. So Sarah, you just do what you're going to do. Trying to move the arm from the head of the humerus in the shoulder socket. You can limit the range here. You can explore the range. And then pause, open the palm of the hand, reach the fingertips straight up to the ceiling, feel your left shoulder blade peel off the floor, and then lower the shoulder blade to the floor. Good. Continue on your own. If you're in the room with me, the palm of hand is facing the wall, turned away from the windows. As you're ready, the reaching of the arm is going to roll you to right side. So reach the right fingertips up, the knees drop to the right. Good. And then let the left shoulder get heavy. Pull the knees back up. You're going to take a few rounds. Reach straight up. The knees drop. Good. Reaching to the ceiling the whole time. Can you keep the left arm vertical? Good. The next time you find yourself on right side body, you're going to pause. Make a fist with the hand. Rotate the arm bone here. You can stack your knees. Yeah, you can bring yourself in a more comfortable position. Trying to move the arm in the shoulder socket. It's going to feel different in this position than it did when you were on your back. You're going to pause, open the palm of the hand, slowly lower the arm towards the floor above the head, and then lift the arm, lower it towards the hip. Good. Moving through a range that feels comfortable, that feels useful. For the next few rounds, noticing how the movement of the arm impacts the torso. In particular, the right waist. And then for your final few rounds, trying to keep the torso as still as possible. Good. Reach the arm to the ceiling. Let the shoulder get heavy, pulling you back. So you return to the back. Slide your heels away. Reach your arms out like a T. Take a few moments to breathe. As you're ready, rebend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Step your feet wide. Let your knees rock from side to side. Reach your arms out like a T with the backs of the hands on the floor. Turn the head in the same direction as the knees. So we're going to add arms to this movement. Take your time. The next time the knees drop to the left, you're going to bring your right fingertips to your right shoulder and then drag the fingertips down, or I'm sorry, across the chest, down the left arm, and reach the right hand beyond the left hand. Good. And then reverse it. Pull the hand back. The knees lift, they drop to the left. They drop to the right, and the left hand, the elbow bends, the fingertips drag across the chest, reaching the left hand beyond the right hand. Continue on your own, rocking from side to side. As you reach the top arm across the body, you can pause and maybe inhale into back body. Using your inhale to expand the ribs, to create space. Take another round or two. Continue to let the knees rock from side to side, but reach the arms out like a T. Turning the head in the same direction as the knees, but the arms are still. So we're going to do a similar action with the legs. The next time your knees drop to the left, you're going to pause. You're going to bring your right knee across the body as if you're trying to bring your right knee to your left shoulder. Good. And then reverse the direction, reset the right foot. The knees lift, they drop to the right. Your left leg crosses the body as if you're trying to bring the left knee to the right shoulder. And reverse. Continue on your own. Take another round or two. And then when you've had enough, return to your back, slide your feet away, reset the hands. Take a moment to breathe here, noticing how the body feels. When you're ready, rebend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. You bring your arms into a comfortable position, whatever that may look like. You're going to let your knees drop to the left and you're going to pause. Bring your attention to the inside of the right foot on the floor. When you're ready, you're going to press down and away through the inside of the right foot and release. So the legs, as you push through the right foot, you're going to feel your right glute engage, the hips press forward, and the left leg may heavy on the floor. So you're kind of engaging and releasing. Notice as you push through the right foot, notice if your back, your low back extends, you go into a back bend. As you push through the right foot, can you find equal tension, muscular engagement through the belly? So your right foot pushes, but your belly resists. Take another round or two. And then release this. You can let the knees rock from side to side. We're going to take that on the second side. So the knees are going to drop to the right. And then you're going to find the push of the inside edge of the left foot and release. And for the first few rounds, again, you just kind of notice the impact this effort has on the body. And then you add the counter work, the resistance. So I feel the push of the left leg engages my left glute. I feel a stretch, a pulling sensation in my left quadricep. And when I push, I feel my low back moving into a little bit of a back bend, and I resist that by engaging the belly. Take another round or two. And then releasing, let the knees rock from side to side. And if you're interested, you may want to slide your feet away for a moment and just notice how that impacts your right and left side, if the body feels a little bit different. It may not. It may have no impact at all, but perhaps there's something different. You're going to rebend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, let your knees rock from side to side. Allow your left knee to drop to the left, but keep your right sole of foot on the floor. So there's a little bit of a turn of the pelvis to the left, and then you're going to push down through the sole of the right foot and release. The action is similar, but the positioning may change what you are experiencing. The push of the right foot is going to start to, it rotates the pelvis, it rotates the spine. You may feel different muscles working, but you can still find some effort in the belly. Good. And then releasing this, the knees lift. The right knee drops to the right. Left knee points to the ceiling. You're going to push the left foot down to feel the pelvis rotate to the right. And what you may notice pretty quickly is that one side feels very different than the other. So this second side, maybe you have more range of motion, maybe you have less range. You don't need to judge, you don't need to make any adjustments. You're just becoming aware of the inherent asymmetries of the body. Take another round or two. And then releasing this again, just let your knees rock from side to side. If you want to slide your heels away, you can. We're going to take one more version. So you're going to bend the knees, reset the soles of the feet on the floor. Now, both knees are going to point to the ceiling. You're going to push down through the right foot and release. We're just going to start on the right side. So as you push through the right foot, again, you're going to feel your pelvis rotating to the left, into that left leg. As you lift the back of the pelvis, the right side of the pelvis, you may feel your left hip crease deepening. So essentially, we are moving on the right side, we're moving towards hip extension. And on the left side, we're moving more towards hip flexion, just through the press of the right foot. When you're ready, just switch sides, push through the left foot and release. As you push through the left foot, the left hip crease extends, the right hip flexes. And this side may feel different than the first side. And now, before we rest, switch from side to side. Push through the right foot, Push through the left foot. Try not to let the knees rock from side to side. Can you reach through one knee and then reach through the other? And I really feel this through the inner line of the legs. Take another round or two. And then rest. Again, you can move. You can let the legs rock from side to side. You can slide your feet away. As you're ready, we're going to do one more variation. Reset the feet on the floor. If you're wearing socks, you may want to have your feet on the blanket. In your manner, perhaps you take a few rounds of pelvic tilts. We're going to move towards a hip bridge. You do not have to be in your deepest hip bridge. In fact, you may feel better just keeping the pelvis slightly hovering off the floor. We're going to return to this action. You're going to push through one foot and then the other foot. The push of the foot reaches the knee forward. It may be a little bit more clear here that as you push through the foot, that hip is lifting, it's extending, and the opposite hip is dropping, it's flexing. Try not to let the knees rock from side to side. Can you exaggerate the rotation of the pelvis? Take another round or two. And rest. Feel free to let the knees rock from side to side or slide the legs away. If there is another movement that you'd like to do here, you are welcome to. As you're ready, set the sole of the left foot on the floor, clasp the hands behind the back of the right leg, press the leg into the hands. You're going to bend and extend the right leg. Please try to emphasize the push of the leg into the hands instead of pulling the leg into the chest. Sometimes when we pull the leg into the chest, we start to move into, we flex the low back, we tuck the tailbone. But if we can find neutral spine and neutral pelvis, then we may find a little bit more sensation through the right hamstring. The next time you reach your right heel away, you're going to pause, slide your left heel away, and then pull the left heel back in. So take a few rounds, keep pressing the right leg into the hands. Breathing through the nose. Pull your left heel in, cross your right leg over the left. So it's a deep cross. You're trying to tuck your left knee behind your right. And then you can let your legs rock from side to side. I like to reach the arms out like a T here. Good. Reset the right sole of the foot on the floor. Clasp the hands behind the back of the left leg. Press the leg into the hands as you extend and bend the left knee. Good. Reach the left heel to the ceiling, pressing the leg into the hands. Slide your right heel away and then pull back in. Try to maintain neutral spine. Reset the right sole of the foot on the floor. Cross the left leg over the right leg. Reach your arms out like a T. Allow the legs to rock from side to side. Good. Uncross the legs. We're going to finish up with one last movement that kind of puts a bunch of these actions together. The arms are going to reach out like a T with the backs of the hands on the floor. The feet are wide. You're going to let your knees rock from side to side. The next time the knees drop to the left, you're going to pause. Draw your right knee across the body and then reach through your right heel as if you're trying to bring your right foot to your left hand. Good. And then bend the knee. You're reversing out of this. Reset the right foot. The knees lift. They drop to the right. Pull your left knee across the body and then reach through your left heel. Bend the knee. Reset the foot. Continue on your own. If you need to make adjustments, if you need to modify or find a variation that is more appropriate, please feel free. Good. Taking another round or two. When you're ready, returning to your back and breathe. You can keep the soles of the feet on the floor. You can slide your feet away. Noticing how you feel. If there's anything else that you feel you need to do to rest comfortably, then please feel free. As you breathe here, allowing the body to get heavy and soft. Make any adjustments you need. Reawakening to conscious breath. Returning to slow, mindful movements. In your own time and in your own manner, making your way back to upright. Thank you very much for joining me. Very, very nice job. Thank you. Joy by Dad. So I am here next Thursday, and then I'll be gone for 2 Thursdays.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay,
Okay.
that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you later. Bye, Dad.
Okay, bye-bye.